As dusk fell over the rugged hills of Edgewood, the tranquil landscape was shattered by the roar of engines and the hissing of burning metal. Amidst the brush and boulders, a ship unlike any seen on Earth had crash-landed. The hull, embellished with glyphs glowing faintly in the twilight, lay partially buried in the ground, its integrity breached by the impact. Local farmer John Talbot was the first to arrive at the scene. The sight of the alien vessel sent a shiver down his spine, not out of fear, but from the realization that he was witnessing a pivotal moment. Compelled by a blend of curiosity and concern, John approached the wreckage, his flashlight slicing through the creeping fog. The encounter inside. The ship was a labyrinth of corridors and chambers, all adorned with the same cryptic symbols that adorned its exterior. As John delved deeper, he stumbled upon the central chamber, where a figure lay slumped against the console. It was an alien, unmistakably regal in appearance, with shimmering blue skin and ethereal features, clad in robes that whispered of lost civilizations and forgotten wars. John hesitated, unsure of how to proceed. But when the alien's eyes fluttered open, revealing irises that shimmered like twin galaxies, his decision was made for him. He stepped forward, offering his hand. The alien, weak yet dignified, accepted his gesture, and an inexplicable warmth spread through John's body, a sign of a deep cosmic connection being forged. The communication. "Thank you, human." The alien's voice resonated in John's mind, bypassing language and speaking directly to his consciousness. She introduced herself as Empress Vela of the Starborn Empire, stranded on Earth after fleeing a coup orchestrated by her own generals. Vela explained that her survival was critical, not only for her own life, but for the lives of her people, who would be lost without her guidance and the unique power she possessed, a power that, much to John's astonishment, could restore life to her dying world. The Pact. The gravity of the situation settled on John's shoulders like a mantle of stars. He was no hero, merely a man who tended his crops and lived a quiet life. Yet here he was, standing before an alien empress, feeling the stirrings of destiny. "I will help you," John declared, more to himself than to Vela. "But I need to understand more. What is this power you hold? And how can I, a simple human, assist you in such a monumental task?" Vela's gaze pierced through the shadows, her eyes alight with a mix of hope and desperation. "My power," she began, "is one of connection. I can unite the life force of a planet with its inhabitants, but this power is fading. I need a conduit, someone whose will is strong, whose heart is pure." John nodded, understanding the magnitude of what was being asked of him. "And you believe I am this conduit?" "Yes," Vela affirmed. "Your touch has already begun to restore my strength. Together, we can save my people." The resolution. As the stars blinked into existence above, John helped Vela to her feet. Together they exited the ship and looked out over the hills of Edgewood. The night was still, the world holding its breath as if waiting for the dawn of a new era. "We must act quickly," Vela urged, her voice a mix of urgency and relief. "My enemies are not just after me, but after the very essence of my world. We must prepare, John. We must prepare to fight not just for my people, but for all life connected by the cosmos." And so, with a newfound purpose, John Talbot stood beside Empress Vela, ready to embark on a journey that would transcend worlds. Together, as the silver moon climbed the sky, John and Vela retreated into the shelter of his modest farmhouse, where maps were spread and strategies devised. Vela's fingers traced lines of energy that only she could see, explaining to John the cosmic web that connected her people. Each node was a world, each connection a lifeline, and Earth had unknowingly become a part of this celestial network. "The energy of your world is unique," Viola said, her voice low and mesmerizing. "It's untainted, raw, and vibrant. It's what attracted my pursuers and ultimately led me here." John listened intently, absorbing every word. He was no stranger to the land's life force, always feeling its pulse beneath his feet. But what Vela described was beyond his wildest comprehension. Midnight machinations. As they delved deeper into their planning, a problem presented itself. The technology to harness and transfer Earth's energy to Vela's world was damaged during the crash. Repairing it required materials and knowledge far beyond what John could provide. "I can help mend the broken circuits using the minerals found in your soil," Vela proposed. "However, the complexity of the technology demands precise manipulation, more than human hands can offer." Frustrated but determined, John suggested, "What about using robotics? There are facilities here that could offer what we need." Viola considered this, her eyes reflecting the flicker of candlelight. "Yes, that could work. We need to be swift and silent. Attention is the last thing we need." The call to arms. Viola taught John how to communicate silently, using their newly discovered connection. This silent speech was more than mere words. It was the sharing of emotions, images, and raw thoughts. It allowed them to coordinate seamlessly, a necessity for the dangerous days ahead. As dawn approached, they had outlined a daring raid on a nearby robotics lab. "We'll need to be in and out before anyone notices. You grab what I mark, I'll handle the assembly," Vela instructed, her tone all business now. John, although overwhelmed, found himself adapting to the role thrust upon him. His life had changed irrevocably in a single evening, and there was no turning back. The forge of fate. With the first light of dawn, they set out. The lab was located on the outskirts of a small industrial town, its security minimal during the nighttime hours. They breached the perimeter with ease, thanks to Vela's alien technology that made them practically invisible to electronic surveillance. Inside, John followed Vela's mental directions, collecting parts that seemed mundane but were apparently essential. Meanwhile, Viola moved with purpose, her hands weaving through the air as she manipulated unseen forces to assemble the device. The night was waning when they finished, and the first shift workers were due soon. With no time to spare, they exited as stealthily as they had entered, the newly assembled device in tow, hidden within an inconspicuous duffel bag. As they drove back to the farm, the first rays of the sun kissed the horizon, and John couldn't help but feel that they were racing against more than just time. They were racing against the very forces of the universe, with nothing but their wits and will to guide them. The return to the farm was not the end of the night's exertions, but the beginning of a new phase. In the quietude of the pre-dawn hours, Vela and John labored to integrate the stolen robotics with the alien technology. Vela's device, now resembling a high-tech forge, pulsed with a soft blue glow, harmonizing the energy flows of both technologies. "This device will amplify the energies of your Earth," Viola explained as she adjusted the intricate array of circuits and crystals. "It will create a resonance field strong enough to reach my world." John watched, fascinated by the merging of earthly science and alien magic. The farm's old barn, once a place of simple labor, had transformed into a makeshift command center, buzzing with alien energy. A sudden betrayal. The morning brought more than sunlight. It brought unexpected visitors. A group of men in dark suits, accompanied by what appeared to be government agents, swarmed over the farm. They had come silently, efficiently, surrounding the barn before John or Viola could react. "We know what you're hiding, Mr. Talbot," the leader of the group announced, his voice cold and authoritative. "Hand over the alien, and we might let you walk free." Cornered, John and Viola exchanged a glance. Betrayal stung him. Someone in the town must have noticed their activities and alerted the authorities. The standoff. With no viable escape, Vela stepped forward, her presence commanding even in captivity. "I am Empress Vela of the Starborn Empire, and I seek refuge on this planet. Your Earth is now a node in a cosmic struggle that spans galaxies. What happens here will determine the fate of many worlds, including your own." The agents hesitated, taken aback by her declaration. John used the moment of distraction to subtly activate the device. It began to hum, a sound low and resonant, vibrating through the very walls of the barn. Resonance and revolution. As the device reached its peak, A shockwave of energy burst forth, invisible yet forceful. The agents were thrown back, disoriented by the sudden wave of energy that swept over them. In the chaos, John and Viola seized the opportunity to flee. They ran through the fields, the device now securely attached to John's back, its light dimming as it continued to pulse. Viola guided him towards a secluded area she had sensed during her arrival, a nexus point where Earth's energy was strongest. "This place," Vela pointed to a natural clearing in the woods, "is where we will open the pathway to my world. The device needs to anchor here, where the Earth's energy will amplify its signal." Activation. As they set up the device, Vela's pursuers regrouped and approached the clearing, their determination renewed. John and Vela worked feverishly, connecting the last components as the agents closed in. With a final adjustment, Vela activated the device. It thrummed with power, the air around it shimmering like a heat haze. Light erupted from the device, a beam piercing the sky, cutting through clouds and reaching towards the stars. The agents halted, awestruck by the spectacle. Around them, the forest seemed to awaken, the energy of the Earth responding to the call of the alien device. "We must hold them off long enough for the connection to stabilize," Vela shouted over the roar of energy. John nodded, ready to defend the beacon that might save a world. As the agents moved to intercept, the true battle for Earth and the Starborn Empire began. Under the canopy of ancient trees, John and Vela braced for the onslaught. The government agents, though initially hesitant, regrouped and advanced with non-lethal weapons drawn, determined to disrupt the activation. Vela, standing close to the pulsing device, her hands radiating with a soft luminescence, prepared to defend their last bastion. "Stay close to me," she instructed John, her voice calm despite the imminent threat. "My power can shield us, but only if we remain within the energy field of the device." John, armed only with his resolve and a makeshift staff he'd grabbed from the barn, nodded. His role was clear: protect Vela at all costs. A cosmic shield. As the first agent broke through the tree line, Vela lifted her arms, and a wave of force emanated from her, creating a barrier of shimmering energy around the clearing. The agent stumbled back, stunned by the invisible wall that thwarted his advance. "Your Earth technologies cannot breach this shield," Viola declared, her voice resonating with the power of her lineage. "But we need more time. The connection is still stabilizing." John watched in awe as Viola controlled the energy, her focus unwavering. The device continued to beam its light skyward, a signal calling for salvation. The agent's gambit. From the shadows, a more seasoned agent, her face set in determination, observed the energy barrier. She communicated silently with her team, coordinating a new strategy. Moments later, drones, small and agile, buzzed towards the barrier, each carrying a different experimental device intended to disrupt alien technology. Viola's eyes narrowed as she sensed the new threat. With a flick of her wrist, several drones faltered, crashing into the trees. However, a few managed to get dangerously close to the barrier before being repelled by the force of the energy field. "This is not just a battle of might," Viola said to John. "It is a battle of wills and wits. They adapt quickly." The link strengthens. As the skirmish dragged on, the light from the device began to stabilize, its pulsing slowing to a steady glow. The sky responded, dark clouds swirling above as if mirroring the tumult below. "We are nearly there," Viola breathed out in relief. "The portal is aligning. Soon my people will send aid." Just then, a roar echoed through the forest, and a beam of stark white light shot down from the clouds, striking the device. The ground trembled and energy surged through the clearing, the air crackling with power. The turn of the tide. The arrival of the beam acted as a double-edged sword. While it empowered the device, it also intensified the situation. The agents, realizing the stakes had changed, pressed forward with renewed urgency. John, feeling the surge of energy, found himself imbued with newfound strength and agility. He moved with purpose, intercepting agents who dared cross the energy threshold, his actions guided by Vela's tactical insights. As the connection solidified, a shimmering portal began to form above the device, its edges swirling with celestial blue and starry black. Figures appeared within the portal, silhouettes of Viola's people, ready to cross over. "Hold just a bit longer," Vela encouraged, her eyes on the portal. "Help is almost here." The agents paused, their resolve faltering as they witnessed the spectacle of interstellar assistance manifesting. John stood beside Vela, staff in hand, ready to meet whatever came through the portal, friend or foe, in the final stand to protect Earth and aid a distant empire. As the portal stabilized, a host of starborn warriors materialized, clad in armor that gleamed with the same luminescent glyphs that marked Viola's regalia. They stepped forward with a graceful, almost ethereal demeanor, their presence immediately shifting the dynamics of the battlefield. The government agents, overwhelmed by the sudden appearance of alien reinforcements, hesitated, their weapons lowering slightly as they reassessed their opposition. The lead starborn, a tall figure with commanding eyes, raised a hand, signaling a pause in the conflict. "We come not as conquerors, but as allies of our Empress and those who shelter her," he declared, his voice resonant and imbued with a deep authority that seemed to echo through the woods. Tactical reprieve. Viola took the momentary ceasefire as an opportunity to strengthen her position. She approached the lead starborn, exchanging a few hushed words and gestures. The starborn nodded, turning back to address not only the human agents but also his own contingent. "Our Empress has forged a bond with this world and its defender," he explained. "We seek only to secure her safety and return balance to our realms. Your interference endangers not just us but the fabric of the cosmos." The agents, now caught between their orders and the unfolding reality of interstellar diplomacy, communicated back to their superiors, their faces etched with uncertainty. The heart of the machine. Meanwhile, John remained vigilant by the device, observing the interaction but focused on protecting the technological heart of their operation. The device had begun to emit a steady, harmonious tone, indicating full operational capacity. The clearing around it thrummed with energy, visible ripples of power flowing through the ground and air, intertwining with the natural life of Earth. John could feel this energy interacting with his own life force, a sensation both exhilarating and daunting. He understood now more than ever his role as a conduit between worlds, a bridge made not of steel or stone, but of spirit and resolve, the negotiation. Back in the diplomatic fray, Viola and the starborn leader were making progress, using a combination of her inherent authority and the visible proof of their technological prowess. Viola proposed a truce and a negotiation for coexistence. "We offer knowledge and advancements in exchange for sanctuary and collaboration," Viola suggested, her tone both firm and conciliatory. "Let this day mark the beginning of a new chapter for all our species." The lead agent, after receiving confirmation from his superiors, agreed tentatively to the terms. "We will need assurances, guarantees of your technology not being used against us," he stipulated. Vela nodded, understanding the delicacy of the situation. "We will provide you with what you need to ensure mutual safety. Our aim is peace and the thriving of our worlds together, not domination. The energy symbiosis." As the negotiations solidified into agreements, the energy from the device shifted, the air filled with a palpable sense of beginning. The starborn technicians alongside John worked to adjust the settings, ensuring that the energy exchange was sustainable and beneficial for Earth as well. John, feeling the weight of the moment, looked around at the gathered beings, humans and aliens alike, united by a common goal. The starborn began to mingle with the agents, sharing insights and demonstrating small but significant uses of their technology. The clearing, once a site of imminent conflict, transformed into a ground of mutual curiosity and burgeoning respect. As the sun crested higher in the sky, its light mingling with the alien energies, it cast long shadows and bright highlights over a new coalition, a testament to the power of unity across the stars. In the aftermath of their accord, the clearing became a hub of activity and collaboration. The device, now known among the humans as the Nexus, continued to pulse at the heart of the site, a constant reminder of the fragile yet potent link between Earth and the Starborn Empire. This ongoing operation required a blend of both Earth's technological insights and alien advancements, fostering a shared purpose that gradually melded the two groups into a unified team. A new dawn. As the day progressed, more starborn arrived through the portal, each carrying skills or knowledge beneficial to Earth's own technological and ecological challenges. Similarly, select human representatives were invited to step through the portal, to witness the starborn world and understand the broader cosmic context of their new alliance. This exchange was the first of its kind, marking a monumental shift in interstellar relations. John, standing beside Viola as they oversaw the integration of their worlds, felt a profound sense of accomplishment. The farm, his once solitary haven, had transformed into a beacon of cosmic unity, pulsating with life and energy from two vastly different cultures. The revelation. As they walked through the bustling site, Vela shared her visions for their future. With the Nexus now stable, we can begin to heal my world and rejuvenate yours. This synergy will enable us to restore environments, advance technologies, and most importantly, prevent wars before they begin, she explained, her eyes alight with the possibilities. John nodded, deeply moved. And Earth, how do we fit into the grand scheme of things now? You are now a key player in a much larger arena, Vela responded, gesturing to the busy groups around them. Your world has shown a capacity for both compassion and resilience. These are traits highly valued in the cosmos. The celebration. That evening, a celebration took place under the stars, with both Earthlings and Starborn mingling freely. Music, a universal language, filled the air, blending earthly tunes with the ethereal sounds of other worlds. The mood was one of jubilation and hope, punctuated by speeches, laughter, and shared stories of distant stars and close encounters. John took a moment to step away from the crowd, looking up at the starry sky. It no longer seemed an expanse of unattainable mystery, but a canvas of opportunity and adventure. He thought about his journey, from a solitary farmer to an interstellar diplomat, and smiled at the irony of it all. The future unfolds. As the night drew to a close, Vela joined John, her gaze also fixed on the heavens. There is much to do, she said, her voice reflective. The Nexus is just the beginning. We have the chance to create something lasting here, a legacy of peace and understanding. John turned to her, his expression earnest. I'm ready for whatever comes next. Let's make sure this isn't just a fleeting alliance, but a lasting bridge between our worlds. Viola nodded, her hand reaching out to clasp his. With you by my side, I believe we can achieve anything. Together, they returned to the celebration, their hearts full of dreams and plans for a future where humanity and the Starborn Empire would walk together, custodians of peace in a united universe.